righty. All right, so I may be live yet already. I don't know for sure. Okay, so there we are. There we are. Okay, good morning. Good morning. What a wonderful day. I am still in the midst of trying to get set up here. I was running late. I did not get my coffee in already. It has been, I don't want to say that kind of morning because it's been just a wonderful morning. I woke up a little late. And late for me was 4:45, which meant that pushed everything back. And so by me having everything pushed back, I sort of, I'm running a little behind. Stephanie already texted and said that she's, I guess her calls are coming in a little frequently at the moment. And so she said she will try to jump on when she in between calls. So we might yet have Stephanie along with us, and I'm excited about that. But nevertheless, we do have some things here that I am moving through in this new section in the book that we are working on called Anatomy of the Spirit by Carolyn Myss. So I'm excited about sharing that with you and just talking in general. But y'all need to give me a few minutes so that I can, do I want to say I can catch up on sipping a few sips of coffee before I get started. And just in general, just being able to just sit here and breathe for a minute. I've got a lot of stuff coming up for me. It is Wednesday morning and we are supposed to have a deadline, or we have a deadline for Tuesday to turn in our shows like they're supposed to be in 2 days before they air. And I don't always make that deadline. So it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. I mean, because normally before COVID, pre-COVID, I would just hightail it down to the radio station and do my show from the radio station. But when you're at home, it's a little different. I usually have some aspiration to have some amazing guests on my show and to have some amazing conversation, because I love amazing conversation. But one of the things that I think is really good about conversation is when you don't have, you can kind of just like record a couple of hours of conversation, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of conversation, and then pick the best out of that, because all of it is not necessarily good or interesting or important. But sometimes when you do it that way, you get some amazing nuggets. And I need to book these in advance and do it that way. So I tell you, my life is just in the sunshine.
So my tire came off this morning.
Are you serious?
While I was listening to our Writers Club Instagram, I'm driving it.
Oh God. That's
I made it to the plantation on time. But
that you had it put on by Sam's Club?
Yeah, that's the one. But the rim didn't come off. I needed a new tire. I procrastinated.
Oh.
So the tire came off the rim.
What? That's crazy.
I'll send you the pictures. I'm like,
crazy. Well, I'm so glad that you're so tickled about it.
Oh my gosh. I was just tickled about how I had to like keep calm and believed I was going to get to work on time and like everything is going to be okay. I called Audi. They sent the person to the west side, didn't get them to me. And lucky for me, ODOT came and zip, zip, zip. I had taken the stuff out the trunk and got my spare out so that when Audi came, they could, switch it over, but they never made it. And so the ODOT people came and did it for me.
What time was this? What time of day?
So 5:15 in the morning before our Writers Club event ends, my tire was coming off. I was driving home from Solon. Yeah. In the dark with a big, beautiful moon. I'm just looking at the moon and like, oh my God, I get to see this beautiful moon. Da, 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 da.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
I got my green tea though.
Yes, that's a lesson. When you get lemons make lemonade. Look at the beauty all around you. I love it.
I was like, oh, wait, me.
But that's like when I ran out of gas, it's like I'm sitting up there thinking to myself, like, okay, God, what's
exactly
today? What are you trying for me to have?
Yeah. So after he changed my tire and I'm driving on the little donut, I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to be a light for somebody at NTB. When I go there this afternoon, I just need to have a message. God, you're sending me there today for some reason. So I'm looking forward to meeting the people at NTB today, see what's happening.
Okay.
So,
cool.
Yeah, and then I got here and the phones were like, boom, boom, boom. It's only 7:30 and I have taken like 4 calls. It's been bizarre. Like, stay on your toes, girl.
Yeah, but you look good.
Thank you. I just came straight from the gym.
Yeah, you look good though.
Hey.
So it's well. So I'm so thankful that you had that experience today, and that it is like one of those things you could just take it and be like, now check that out.
Right.
Did that. Check. Handled it. It's so interesting because sometimes part of the narrative that we have told ourselves is, like we grasp, like we need other, like we don't have, like we're not enough. And so we grasp thinking that, somebody else has to come rescue us. And it's like, we are not the damsel. That is so powerful.
Yeah. This was a day. Whoo, child.
Handled it. Hey, look.
My mother says, so do you need me to remind you of stuff? I said, no. No. You've been on that tire since February. I said, I know. I was like, no. I needed this experience. This is what I needed.
Yeah.
It was cool, but it was crazy. It was good. It was so good. It was like, okay, I got to practice what I preach. So let me just be in this moment.
And so you just got a new tire on the other one because it went flat, right?
I didn't. I took it to Sam's and they plugged it for free.
They plugged it for free.
The same one that just came off.
Okay. So now you're going to NTB.
Right, because Sam's and the other places always have to order my tires. And NTB always has them in stock. So, and I have a warranty and all that stuff. And the only reason I didn't go to NTB that day is because you got to make an appointment and I couldn't just get in there. But I have the warranty, guarantee, whatever it is for the life
road hazard,
something. Yeah. And so I'm gonna go in there and sit with the people and handle my business and let them do what they do. I have to now.
Yeah. because I always tell people like I this guy used to date Tony. There was the first time I had really had somebody that was like avid Sam's Club tire person. And he was like telling me about, he was like road hazard. Not only do they have road hazard insurance, they have they could send people out and repair your tire right where you are. He was like basically telling me all of this stuff. And so I was like, oh, if I wasn't sold on Sam's Club before, I go to Sam's Club for my gas and for my tires. And sometimes I go there and shop. But that's where I go for my gas and for my tires. And I have called them and wherever I am and said, hey, I need, and I have through Progressive, I also have roadside assistance.
Oh, I do too. Geico's roadside assistance was down today.
Wait a minute, don't you work for Progressive?
Yeah.
What do you mean Geico?
Because that's my insurance company. Everybody. I mean, I've been with Geico for almost 20 years and my rates are phenomenal. So I've just never switched.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I wonder if they could save me 20% or more.
Yeah, I've been with them for over, I'm going to say my son is 35. So I've been over 20 years that I've been with the same insurance company and my rates are phenomenal. I had them for my house. I had them for everything. So I just have been.
How much do you pay for car insurance?
$72 a month.
Good morning, Gretchen. Oh, okay.
For 44128.
I think I pay less than that.
Do you?
I think so with Progressive.
Do you?
I think so. Because let me tell you how much I could do it this way. I think I pay $270 every 6 months. And
you do. That's good.
If I divide that by 6, I think that's only $60 some. All right, so good morning. Hey, Sarika. Hey, Gretchen. I'm sorry, we just on here just yapping.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So
my own crises right now.
No, it's wonderful though. It's wonderful. I think it's because I think if I choose the option to pay monthly, I think mine is in the $60 range. But I will tell you, I'll be giving Progressive, and I got the roadside assistance in there. And I give them a little hell because I have like, I'll call people up, I'll call companies up, and I'll say, after they won't negotiate with me where I want to, I said, can you put me to the what they call the retention department? Because
customer retention.
Yeah, I'm about to like give y'all the boot. And so then it's like we sit up there and finagle and get my rate down even further. And so
my mother is a beast like that. She does that.
Yeah. I did give them hell about COVID. I was like, I haven't been driving my car. As a matter of fact, we're not allowed to go out. And so why should I have to pay you the same amount when I'm not driving nearly as much as I was before? And I was like, and other companies give discounts for that and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I'm like, but they didn't give me no discount for COVID. I ended up not switching. So anyway, I'm like that with a lot of stuff. Spectrum. I'm like
definitely with those. The internet people they are something else. But
and I get so sick of them calling me. Don't call me with no deals. I don't need a cell phone from you. Don't know. It's just I block them. I've actually blocked spectrum, because they get me stressed out every time.
So yeah, so anyway, the services that I am paying for was of no good use to me today. So, and then neither was Audi. So, it is what it is. I got to have a different experience with somebody else.
Yeah. I'm so glad. Bless
Yeah.
their hearts too. All right. So we are back into we are on page 131. I just yeah. Yeah, you got your glasses on already. So Gretchen, Sarika, how are you two? It was today is what they call it, hump day. People used to eat spaghetti today on
really?
Spaghetti Wednesdays. I don't know what that was about. I don't know.
Man, there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah, maybe that was just a thing. I don't know, but I know that I got stuff going on. And I'm excited for the weekend. But I gotta do something about this.
It's gonna all come together. I'm a witness.
It's gonna all come together.
It's gonna all come together.
Above and beyond what I have expectations.
Yes, and it's true.
Yes, I am so grateful, so grateful, so grateful. So yesterday we kind of we ended up we are in this second chakra, which is a chakra around relationships. We did we already completed the root chakra, talking about the all is one idea. And oh, you know what, Sarika, let me say this. A light went out yesterday. Charlene Laster passed, who is she is just a sweetheart. And I'm so sad about that. And she is the sister of Anita Laster. And sometimes I forget where, because Sarika went to school with me. And so did Nita and the Lassiters. And so sometimes I forget, because we split, there are certain schools split at a certain time. So while you go to elementary school together, then some people went to the same junior high school, then high school, then we split again. And so sometimes I forget where the splits are or where they occurred. So I know that Sarika and I came out of high school together, but we didn't go to elementary school together.
Okay.
And I know I went to elementary school with Nita, and in junior high school with Nita. And but then I think she went to a different high school. I went to another high school. Then Sarika went. It was all, girl, it's kind of crazy. You got all these neighborhoods, and all of them just kind of, splinter off, and everybody go where they go. So anyway. But yeah, Charlene died yesterday. And so that is tragic. So anyway, so back here. Yes, we did the first chakra. Now we're on the second chakra, and we are still in the primary stages, where we are talking about the sacred truths. We talked about the primary strengths, the primary fears. We talked about the sacrament, how it's aligned to the phallus, and it says the male energy of procreation. And we've been walking through this section, and so now we are where we left off. We left off right before we went into the sacred truth. So I am going to bless this time right here and right now that we are sharing together, knowing that yeah, we look, it's already, today is already
Yeah,
blessed.
it
Yes,
has.
yes. And so we continue to bless this space, knowing that the words spoken here are filled with light, love, and with wisdom of the highest. And so as we open ourselves up, one of the lines that I heard a couple of days ago is that sometimes what we have to do is we have to talk from the place that we desire to be rather than just where we are. And so if we talk at the edge of the expanse of where we can go, I think that it stretches us. And so so I invite you today to stretch in your thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Not just be where we are, because I could talk about where I've been, but I can also stretch to where it is that I desire to go, my best possible self. And so yeah, let's go there together. Woo-hoo-hoo. So sacred truth. And so in sacred truth, up under this relationship chakra, the second chakra, the sacred truth inherent in the second chakra is honor one another. Honor one another. Oh, and what does that mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me read this, and then I want to because I had an experience that I want to, I think I'm still processing, and so this idea of honor one another is just amazing to me. This truth applies to our interactions with each other and with all forms of life. From a spiritual perspective, every relationship we develop, from the most casual to the most intimate, serves the purpose of helping us become more conscious. Some relationships are necessarily painful because learning about ourselves and facing our own limitations are not things we tend to do with enthusiasm. Right? Ooh. If it was just easy, then the pain wouldn't even, wouldn't
Be
even be
necessary,
necessary.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we often need to be spiritually set up for such encounters. So, yeah, some people just challenge us to grow. Let me tell
How
you,
about that?
yeah, and I think that it is one of those things that rather than I had a woman that told me that one time that when she entered a person's life, she entered a person's life because they needed to change. And I remember thinking to myself, like, like, oh, okay, that's a awfully audacious thing to say, And she just goes on and on about, who she is and her essence and all of this stuff about just that. So I was working with this particular woman at the time. No, I hadn't started working with her, but I had met her, and I forget how I met her, but she was just very about herself, and she was really kind of flamboyant and very talkative, blah blah blah. Anyway, one particular day, we happened to be working on an assignment at the same company. I was at the Board of Elections. I was there because I was a trainer, and she was there attending one of the classes. And I went into the bathroom as she and another woman were in the stall. And she was talking about me at the time.
Interesting.
Yes. And I was like thinking to myself, like, like I'm just stand here and listen as I wash my hands, right? And I remember her saying to the woman, it wasn't anything negative, but she kept saying she dates a lot. And she, she just kept going with this thing like, I don't know what it is about her, but a lot. And so the other woman is like saying something to the extent of like, well, I haven't been on a date in a few years. And, and then she comes back with this, something else about how much I dated. And I was thinking to myself, so when they flush the toilets and they come out of the bathroom, I'm still standing there. And and she's like, and I think she kind of looks at me and shrugs, and she says, well, it wasn't like I was lying. I was like thinking like, okay, whatever. That was one of the first occurrences. And then the next occurrence was she needed me to do some computer work for her at her house. And I went over to her house and I set up all of her stuff so that everything, her wireless printer, her computer, and all of this stuff worked together. And then something happened where she couldn't understand how to do something. And so she put a stop payment on a check that she had written to cover the cost. And that sort of set one of those domino effects in motion that just murdered my bank account at the time. And I remember thinking to myself, like, okay, she said that when she's and she causes a change or a disruption. And I actually just did one of these numbers and I was done. Now I didn't need any further contact with her. And so just I was just but but I learned some valuable lessons in the midst of that particular thing. So when they say that people come into our life for something, sometimes the effect that they have can be a negative or it can be a positive, but usually when we get our lessons, we get the most intense lessons through the negative experiences, because we don't need to repeat those anymore.
Right.
So good morning, Miss Erica. She says
Erica,
come into our life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime, or a lifetime. And then she says, okay, she says, you are sultry and sexy and personable. I can see why you would date a lot. Well, okay, thank you. Yeah. But I mean, is that saying I date a lot, anything? So that and this was years ago. I mean, this was prior to, I mean, it's got to be more than 12 years ago. I can't even tell you about how long. But I mean, some people would say to date a lot would be like a negative, because that means that, it means that I'm on the market a lot. I guess that's the other way that you could say that. Whatever the case may be.
I'm like, huh?
Huh?
I'm like, what?
Whatever the case may be, I thank you, and we will just put a pin in that and move on, because it just yes.
But at least the woman understood that she has some impact in the lives that she touches. I think that that's good. And I guess the other part of that, the good or bad, is left to assumption or experience. Because she understood that. And I guess that's the narrative for all of us, really. We all come to impact each other's lives.
Right. So and I took it like, say for instance, when you look at a tarot deck or some kind of deck of cards, if you were to think about what energy of like something, that what energy do you have or do you carry, I would think, oh, am I the Queen of Hearts, or am I the, am I the whatever, you just kind of look and you kind of think, what do you resonate to? What's your energy? And for her energy was one that causes change. Now, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I remember encountering the death card one time in a reading. And one of the things that when I was reading about the death card, it says, don't always take it that it is a negative. It does mean an ending is coming, but that new beginning may be just exactly what you need. So with every ending, there is always a beginning. And so don't always just get stuck on the ending, but rather that there is about to be a shift that occurs. And so with her, as she saw herself as a change agent, that change can either be a negative or a positive, or it could just be a new awareness. But that some people come and they bring in new energy with them. This other woman told me that that she thought that I brought to her life a sensuality that she had missed before. This was Claire Freeman. And she gave me that book, Jitterbug Perfume, to read.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because she was telling me about how I brought that in. Erica asked, you believe in tarot and psychic readings? Do I believe in it? That I don't know that that's the question. Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe in stuff. I use things as tools, just like I use this book as a tool, and just like I use Zoom as a tool, and I use them as tools to kind of point me in a direction. So Erica put in the comment about patriarchy. Yeah, we have adopted so much of the, these things, and then Gretchen said, people assume dating a lot means you're loose. I was called on that. Yeah, that's usually how
people, you know what they say about assumptions.
Yeah. Because you don't know. Yeah, people assume a lot of things, but
interesting.
Yeah, so, and then she says she's saying that dating a lot suggests that something is wrong with her. Of course, I don't believe something is wrong with me, but yeah, it's whatever it may be. The fact that I was bathroom conversation was the interesting thing to me.
Right.
It was interesting to me, but I was like thinking to myself, and which I say to people all the time, talk about me, please talk about me, right? And I'm blessing myself. Like, the more you see me, the more you think about me. Every time you think about me, may you be blessed. May you receive the blessings that that I invite into my space every day. I want people to tap into that. So I don't want it to be, I don't ever want people to feel anything negative when they are, when it comes down to me and how I'm flowing my energy. I want my presence to be a blessing, whatever that may mean. And if it helps you to see yourself more clearly, may that be a blessing too. I just, that's how I want to be. That's the flavor I want to have. Flavor Flav. I'm sorry. I'm just being I think it's the coffee. I'm going to blame it on the coffee. Okay. I'm going to blame it on the coffee.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah. So, yeah. And Gretchen says, I like that outlook. Yes. Nasia says, dating a lot doesn't have a meaning. You are living what you show others who view you is that they need to do the same. But you know what? So I'm not, this was like I'm saying, this was like 12 years ago, at least 12 years ago.
Right.
I dated Tony and Alan since then. And so those are segments. And so I know that prior to that, I was dating a lot. And I used to tell people all the time, when I finally met and started dating Tony, I was dating a lot. I had a posse. I could and different days for different people. And then when I met Tony, I was like, I cleared the deck. I actually called people and said, look, I'm done. I thought I had found what I had been, you know how that thing goes.
The skies have opened.
Yes. So I was like, I literally cleared the deck, and people calling. I was like, "What you calling me for? Didn't I tell you?" Just hang up the phone. And so prior to that, I was dating a lot. Not under COVID, but I was dating a lot. So whatever. So all right. So anyway, archetypal forces, archetypal energies of the Saphira of Yesod and the sacrament of communion and the physical energy of the second chakra all symbolize that relationships are essentially spiritual messengers. Mm-hmm. Relationships are essentially spiritual messengers. Okay, I gotta say this one time because Erica just typed in the window talking about a harem, right? I literally, when I first started in ministry, let me tell you, there's this guy, and he's actually on Facebook, but I don't think he's in contact with me anymore. But I see him every once in a while on Facebook. But this guy came up to me and said to me, as a minister, he was like, if you decide to have a harem, he says, I want to be your guy. Do people really do that? And you say that? And I kept wondering, like, what would that say about me if I actually said yes to that? Oh my gosh.
It's some stuff going on out here.
Yeah, it's some crazy stuff. It's some crazy stuff. So
but thank you.
Yeah, but that was one of those things where you think about it as, oh, this is a test. Oh, this is a test, right? This is a test for the next, 60 days. I'm trying you. I'm trying this. Where you at? Let's see your faith in this, right? I was like, every time I was like, yeah, no, I can't do that. Anyway, so that's why I could talk about it, because I didn't do it, right? I can't do that. I'm not like that. So anyway, but relationships are essentially spiritual messengers. Now, I know that in the midst of somebody pissing you off, it does not seem like that. Mm-hmm. Right? Whew. But one of the things that I heard, it might have been Marianne Williamson say, is that when somebody pushes your buttons, the problem is not that they push your buttons. The problem is that you have buttons.
That's good. There is a book about pushing your buttons by Cloud and Townsend. The guys who wrote Boundaries. So I wonder if you've read that, but yeah, that's good.
Cloud and Townsend.
Henry Cloud and John Townsend, or maybe, John Cloud and Henry Townsend, but Cloud and Townsend.
You know what? I did read a few books on boundaries. I wonder if I have read them. I look back through my my Libby thing and see.
Yeah, but they have a book on pushing buttons, and it's just all about button pushing and what are buttons and where they derive from and how do people get to see them and who's the manager of my buttons. And
okay.
Yeah, so I like that that statement. It's true. It's like pay attention to the buttons, like the splinter that's in your hand, as Don Ruel's Louise talks about the suscum. How do you pronounce that? The sores, the stars that we have all over ourselves that we
Sankora.
the Sankoras, you keep them all exposed. Those are buttons. Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming that you're talking about Sankora. That's what they use in meditation when I went to that Vipassana.
He talks about like how we all have these scars.
Energy bodies, yeah, that are compounded in our energy system, not necessarily on our personhood, but within
in the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do have energetic scars that they call Sankoras.
Right. Yeah. And that people can push them. I mean, life can touch there.
Right. And so Erica asked the question, how do you get rid of the buttons so that they can't be pushed? And so, and a lot of that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the issues that come up. So I met with a friend of mine's yesterday for lunch. And one of the things that she talked about was being able to, sometimes when you meet somebody, you talk to somebody, you can start to see their issues after a while, the things that come up. So whether they had issues with their mother or their father or in the family or whatever their triggers might be, all of these things. And she said that she says that one of the first questions that you're supposed to ask somebody, that she learned this, that one of the first questions you're supposed to ask somebody is about what kind of work they've done on themselves. Right? Because,
that's really a good question.
Yeah.
And it's really cool if somebody can answer it.
Because
I love that.
Yeah, it's like, living these, sometimes it's like we go through life and we never challenge ourselves. I often talk about a guy that I dated back in the day who said to me that he was still the same person at 55 that he was at 25. And I was like,
you said that?
Yeah, that ain't something to brag about,
Wow.
Right. So
wow.
The work is, so once you figure out what your issues are, like if you figure out that you got abandonment stuff, or sometimes you don't even know what it is, right? Usually we are unconscious about our issues. Ask the person you dating, you don't know, or how do you assess those issues, Stephanie, when they show up?
I don't know. I mean, in clinical, I have a clinical, but when I meet people, I really just listen. I do a lot of listening, and I talk too. But I listen a lot. I listen a lot. I talk and I just do a lot of listening. And I didn't think that would work because, I haven't been in this game a long time, but I didn't think I could get away with listening so much because I figured men don't talk. They're expecting us to talk, but men talk and they talk and they feel nervous. They got to fill in space, And so if you just like, oh, wow, that's fascinating. Okay. Wow. All right. And so then you just listen and yeah, I never thought that was a real thing. So I do a lot of listening. That's how I find out a lot. And I know how to ask juicy questions.
Yeah. So and I have, I don't know. I think that one of the things that I used to think is that me as a Pisces, a water sign, it's as if that water, I can soothe anything. It's like I could just, I could put out fires. I could do this, I could do that, blah, blah, blah. I always thought, but you don't want to go through your life trying to put out fires, right? Deal with your damn fire.
I'm not putting out no fires.
That's what I said too.
I'm not putting out no fires. We are all one. I will be the water to wash over you. Now, if you want to stay lit, go for it. You go for it. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm cool on that. No, I'm not putting out no fires. Yeah. But we're all here to help. I mean, we're all on a mission, on a journey. So yeah. Yeah, I'm not putting out no fires. I don't know. But yeah, I think I love that fascination. What type of work, what type of inner work have you done on yourself or with yourself or for yourself? I love that. And whoever said it, thank you, because I just took a permission slip for myself.
Yeah.
I'm just straight out to ask that question. I love it.
Yeah, she was telling me about, she heard it from an author. So I will have to get that name of that book, whatever that book is that author wrote, and so I can read further on that. So they bring into our lives and we into theirs revelations about our own strengths and weaknesses, from relationships within the home to those at work, community, or political activity. No union is without spiritual value.
Yes. Ooh. That's so good.
No union is without spiritual value. Each helps us to grow as individuals. I tell you, my dog.
How about that?
Yes, my dog has spiritual value, right? It helps me to see me better, to slow down, and to really be concerned with and for somebody else, something else. I mean, all of these things, if we allow them to show us, to teach us, to train us, all of them add value to us, right? There is nothing, even the person at work that gets on her nerve. I think when we started out this thing, Stephanie, I was talking about this woman that I saw on a program who was always raising her hand and butting in on the conversation. And I was so sick of hearing this woman always interrupting this teacher. I'm trying to watch a program. And then one day when she was like sitting up there saying, well, how long should we meditate? And hear her hand go up. And I was thinking to myself, like, here she go. Right? So her hand goes up and she says, my meditation teacher says you should sit 5 minutes longer than you're comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking to myself, shut up. Right? Shut up. Until I got in the closet the next day. And then I was like, I'm going to sit 5 minutes longer now. And I tell you, that was so good. So even the people that's a burr in your butt come teach you something wonderful.
Yeah.
Here goes Erica. I would be scared to date Stephanie. She would be asking those deep questions.
I do. I make people think about what they think about, because that's important.
But in your defense, Stephanie, I have never, it just depends on the person, because I think that all of that is welcome, depending upon whether or not you're trying to deal with yourself.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Because I'm not like Inspector Gadget with a pipe in my mouth, drilling people, because I ask, first of all, my intention when I meet people is to know them for a long duration. So that anxiousness of having to tell you my whole story or know your whole story is not there for me, unless we're talking about something that excites me. Then I'll tell you my narrative about it. But for the most part, I pace myself really long, so that if people only show up for 3 days, then I haven't wasted my time or my story. So Yeah. So I don't like interview sessions with anybody, male, female, anybody. Like I don't even do that as a therapist. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that interview thing is awkward. I mean, that's really
Mm-mm.
awkward if you put it in context of a conversation. And
Yeah.
so I would tell y'all part of she said she thinks she might have been like Nancy Drew. But let me tell y'all, there was this woman who I used to volunteer with, and Liz was her name. And Liz was a sweetheart. And but one of the things I would say about Liz is Liz could talk to a tree for some hours and never miss a beat, right? And so I learned how from Liz to just have conversation, and my conversation not be dependent upon whether or not you are contributing or not.
See, she showed up. That's what she was supposed to do. That makes so much sense. Wow. Okay.
So I really can talk to a tree because I think that trees are listening and I think that they are powerful, but I like to be present with trees because they also talk to me. So you know, but I appreciated what Miss Liz taught me, you know, just in about how to converse. And then what happens is you start to have a conversation, people find places where they want to jump in.
Yeah.
They just want to jump in. It's like, I gotta put my 2 cents in there.
1 minute. I want to share this. You're right. It's true. True. It's true.
Uh-huh. So so one of the things I think, okay, so we can move easily and see symbolic value in our relationships when we release our compulsion to judge what and who has value instead of focusing on honoring the person and the task which with you are involved. So rather than trying to judge somebody, trying to categorize somebody, trying to peg somebody, just
put them in a
learning
box. Yeah.
yes, how to be present and focus on honoring whoever it is. And then, you know, what I love to say is praise raises things, right? Raise is right in that word praise. And so even as you look at somebody and just adore, you know, like, and sometimes here's what we do. We get so focused on the end result that we miss
That's it.
the beauty of the moment.
That's it. That's it.
Right. So, and that's what you said, right? Because what you were saying is I'm not, you're there listening, right? So it's not, oh, is this going to be my forever after?
Right.
It's going to be, can I hear church bells? Can I hear music? You know, it's like, let me be present right here and right now. I got a friend of mine who used to complete my sentences. Oh my God, did I tell y'all how much that bugs the shit out of me?
Yes.
I've said that before, right? I was like, if you don't want to hear what I got to say, if you already know what I'm about to say, I need to just stop talking. There is something beautiful about learning how to listen, learning how to be present. Like y'all probably saying, well, Sandra, Stephanie talks. So you putting up your finger like you got a call. Yeah, she got a call. See there? Smart Alex. So yes, I am in the business of talking. So part of this is that to honor somebody is to really be present and see them. That's how my yoga instructor, Vanita, ends her her thing, there is a, I don't know if it's a tribe or if it's a African thing that people used to do, but part of their greeting or part of their departure was, I see you. And there is a value in actually seeing people, seeing them clearly, to be present and allow them to show their light, their value, their beauty. And in that, it's like we're all lifted. But if you're busy sitting up there looking at them, like trying to judge about what they have on, or and here's the thing, because while you may say, oh, I'm not judging, I'm not, when you judge yourself, people also feel judged, because you and they are one. You and I is one. And so if you're judging yourself through a conversation, you are also judging me through a conversation. So cut it out, right? So let me go on with this, because I at least, because I know that that my time here is limited, and so I at least need to get through this. Oh, you guys, and I think, listen. I think we are going to take a break over the weekend. So I think that Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we are going to be not doing this, and then be back here on Tuesday morning. But I will say more about that in the days, in the next couple of days, because I think Stephanie and I just had a conversation about that yesterday. So I think that we're going to be off Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday at least. Okay. So, all right. So here, second chakra energy has an inherent duality. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The unified energy of the first chakra represents the tribal mind, becomes divided into polarities in the second chakra. So if the first chakra was the tribal thing, we talked all about the tribe, then this second chakra divides into polarities. The division of forces has been given many names, like the yin and the yang, the anima and the animus, male, female, sun and the moon. Understanding the significance of those opposites is the key to working with the second chakra issue. Okay, so I got to put a bookmark in that for a second, because I got to tell y'all this. One of the things that I love, y'all know I love reading, right? I love books. I think that I'm writing a book. I'm working on my book. And I need to be writing a couple of books at the same time, because remember, I'm talking to our expanse, talking not to where we are, but to where we desire to be. Anyway, I was reading a book because this book has been in my possession for at least 15 to 20 years, right? I don't even know the name of it. I'll have to look at it. It's in my bedroom. I keep it in there on my dresser. Anyway, in this book, I started reading it because I wanted to find out. I kept thinking there had to be some profundity to sex. And I wanted to read and find out about this thing called Kundalini that they talk about, this Kundalini energy. I have learned a lot about Kundalini energy through meditation, more so than I had learned from in the book. But in this book, one of the things that they were talking about in this Kundalini, I think I bought this book at a secondhand bookstore. And it turned out to be about the male sexual energy. But it was this male sexual energy that they said it has the ability to heal females. And so it is Asian in nature, because of course the Kundalini stuff is, we assume that it all comes out of Asia. And so it is that in nature. And so one of the things that they talked about was different positions and different ways of having sex would be healing to a female's body. So if you were having problems, let's say, and this is, I'm not even like sure, because I didn't memorize all of this stuff. I'm not a male, so I wasn't trying to heal a female. But say, for instance, if she was having problems with, say, for instance, her pancreas or her liver, there would be certain positions and certain ways of penetrating that would be healing to that. And so it kind of broke all of this down into like scientific terms, like we've tested this, and this is how you go about healing a woman through sex. It also in this book was saying that a man should be able not only to urinate through his penis, but also should be able to suck water up with it. I'm just saying that. So when she says is that there is a polarity to this second chakra thing, that means that there is a duality. It doesn't just have just one purpose within our beings. So I'm not sure that she is trying to get into all of that here, but there are things out there, studies out there that address exactly to the expanse of what our sexual energy is capable of. That's to the expanse. And sometimes we have to look out there at the expanse instead of just right here with what we know. And right here with what we know have been so stunted, because remember, I'm always talking about how we have been estranged from this wonderful machinery that we call a body for so long, that until we really start to embrace it in its allness and its fullness, we won't know what it's capable of. And so that's one of the things that I think we've got to, let's head in that direction, right? Instead of right where we are with the expectations that we have. So I love this stuff, right? So the energies of this Yesod, wait a minute, understanding the significance of these opposites is the key to working with the second chakra issues. So the energies of the Yesod of the sacrament of communion combined with these dual energies of the second chakra to ensure that we attract to ourselves relationships that help us come to know ourselves. Right? So she is not saying here that we attract to us relationships that rescue us, that are about, safety and security. Because sometimes that is the base level at which we deal with relationships, right? Safety and security. Oh, please take care of me. Oh, rescue me. Or, that's the base at what's possible. But if we're looking, and most of the time we have this notion that more enlightened people aren't out there, but really wonder if the reason why you don't find the more enlightened people is because you don't believe that they're there. So it becomes this thing of you have an inability to see them because you don't believe that it's possible for there to be one. So once we change our minds and start to resonate upon the energy that attracts to us what it is that we desire, then maybe all of a sudden we will see those things that have been there all along, but we were unable to see it. I mean, is that not big? To me, that's big, right? So this ensures that we attract to ourselves the relationships that help us come to know ourselves more fully. Well-known expressions like attracts like, or when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, acknowledge that the energy be working behind the scenes, the energy working behind the scenes seems to organize when and where we meet people. Oh, I love that. That Joseph Campbell would call that the unseen hand, right? That there is, yes, there is that unseen hand that is working behind the scenes all the time. And it's always the people show up right on time. So say, for instance, that even this, you being here with us right now on this particular, this learning, this teaching thing, say, for instance, this is part of the setup to get you ready for your come up. And so sometimes we have to be in that mindset. So wonder if this is the setup, this whole thing, there's somebody, the next person that you meet is going to come to you and ask you that question that I was telling you would be a good question to ask them. So what work have you done on yourself? Like, really, tell me about that, right? If so now now you're prepared, now you realize that it's necessary, that as I am, it's kind of like we go to the store and sometimes you just buy clothes right off the rack, right? And you may wear a certain particular size, right? I don't know what size you wear, but say, for instance, I wear a 14, right? That's the size I wear. That's the size I wear. I don't care if you judge me about it. I look, all of these size 14 curves look good, whatever, right? So, and I'm not judging myself about it, but that's what I wear. But even when I go to the store, that doesn't mean that everything that I take into a dressing room is going to look good on me. Yesterday, I tried on probably 20 different dresses. Everyone, I try to put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. And it wasn't, so just because you know what size you wear doesn't mean that it's going to look right on you. Sometimes it takes some alteration. Sometimes it takes something else. But when you put on that one and it's right, you just know it, you feel it, right? All of that. It's all of that. And so sometimes, even in all of that, sometimes you might need a belt. Sometimes you might need something else, a different bra or a different something. But, it's like everything is not meant to be perfect. Sometimes it does take work on your behalf. You did not come out of your mama's womb as a fully formed, fully functioning, perfect adult. None of us did. It takes work. It takes, so when I talk about this 5 a.m. club I'm in, we get up and we work out first. Stephanie works out first. We watch, what we're this is work. We don't come here just perfect. And we come here and we know that we got to put in the work to be our perfect selves, to get this perfection. And just that acknowledgement is so freeing, right? That we're not supposed to be like pull you off the rack, ready to wear. We have work to do, and to work on our issues is to respect the person that we encounter, and is to respect ourselves. This is honoring self and honoring whoever it is that comes to us, right? All of that becomes part of it. It's about, look, Erica says, tell them, Sandra, it's about how do you get bold letters in your stuff? I never know how you do that. It's about the curves, hit size doesn't matter. Right. You know what? And part of it is just coming to love you, loving yourself where you are. And I think that when you love yourself where you are, people are better able to love you too where you are. All right. So with that, I'm going to stop right there. Let me see. The spiritual challenge of the second chakra is to learn to interact consciously with others, to form unions with people who support our development, and to release relationships that handicap that growth. I think that's what I just said. So I'm going to put a little spot right there, a little tick right there, so that I know that we come back tomorrow and we talk about, and we get to move on from that place. But I think that that's what I just said. People who support our development, getting and attracting those people, honoring and respecting them as they come, because they're not, this is all about our spiritual growth and our spiritual development. And then when we find people who are handicapping that development, right, who handicap us, and the people that are handicapping you because they make you feel bad about you, or they I forget I wanted to talk about this. What about the people who exploit you, right? I gotta put that down here. Exploitation. And that happens, sometimes we think about that in the big macrocosm of things, and we don't necessarily see it played out in the microcosm. So we gotta figure out the things that work for us and the things that do not, right? The people who are about, that are all team, Erica, or team Gretchen, or team Sarika, or team Sandra, or team Stephanie. We got to know the people who are on our team. And then we've got to know the people that are there just trying to take advantage and exploit what it is that we're doing. Right. So, and we all have had this happen, right? We have all had this happen to us at some point in our lives. People that just want to take advantage. I am one that says, yes, if nobody's using you, it might be because you're useless, right? I'm all about just being able to give of my gifts. But say, for instance, if I'm on here and I'm talking every day and I'm doing this for free, right? Yeah, my Cash App thing is up in my description. So if somebody wanted to kick off a donation to me, they can. But I'm on here doing this every day for free. If you turned around and then went and sold what I'm doing, right? Oh, I'm offering a master class. And so this master class is with Stephanie and Sandra, and you can get in here and you can be a part of it, but you got to pay me such and such. And then I'm not getting a cut. That's straight out exploitation, right? And so, so we've got to learn how to call a spade and know when things are not working for us and when they are. And so, and then also to one of the things that the Course in Miracles taught me is that the cost of giving is receiving, right? The cost of giving is receiving. Sometimes when we just receive and we don't feel like we're contributing or putting anything of value in, we feel as if there is some exploitation taking place. And so you got to be able to recognize that in yourself and recognize that when people are doing it to you. Anyway, so Sandra, the bold only appears when you use the person's name and you are friends. It's a tag, essentially. I backspace to remove the last name and the middle initial to personalize the message that seems so formal and not seem so formal. Okay, so hey, thanks for that explanation. I didn't know. I just see it bold, like it's like Sandra. I get it now. Thank you for that explanation. And I appreciate the extra trouble that you go through to personalize my messages. It gets my attention. So thank you. All right, y'all. It is Stephanie is working, and I am done for the day. We will pick up with this tomorrow. So excited about this section, and I'm actually going to pull off that book off of my shelf so I can. The book is probably so old, it's probably out of print, but I think some of the ideas that are there are well, bless your heart. Thank you. Thank you. Yay. All right. So yeah, I will I'll be here tomorrow, and we'll go through some of that. So thank you. All right, bless your hearts. All right, thank you. Thank you, Gretchen. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 7:15, 7:20-ish, and blessings. Have an amazing Wednesday, and just I love and adore you all. All right, see ya. Thanks for being here. All right, thanks, Stephanie, even though you're on the phone and working. Thank you. All right, love y'all. Bye.